We have yet another guest in the house, for the most part, to talk about youth empowerment. There are many well-meaning Nigerians out there who are doing things in their little corner, or in their little portfolio, wherever they find themselves, to make sure they contribute their own quota towards the upliftment of the Nigerian child, of the youth in our nation. And again, I have a guest who will highlight some of this and more of what he's been doing in his constituency. I have with me Comrade Ayodele Adewale, who is the chairman at Muwadofin local government area here in Lagos State. Good to have you on set this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, you are the chairman almost 6 years now running in your local government area. This is to say that you were elected a second time in office.
Yes.
Based on what you have achieved in your first term, well, we want to highlight some of this and know what these are, so that we'll learn, others too can learn and apply this probably in their own little corners to make sure that we move our state, Lagos State, to the next level. Now, you've achieved so much in the areas of health, youth empowerment, infrastructure and security, like we mentioned. So let's begin with health. We want to look at, well, in your first term, what would you say was your greatest achievement in terms of health that brought you in to this second term?
Thank you so much again. And Muwadofin local government is a very strategic local government in Lagos State. It's well positioned and is along the west coast corner of Lagos. We have a very robust cultural values within the country. It's one of the local government in this country that has all the nationalities living in it. Its population is very huge, and land mass, water mass, very, very huge. And there are a lot of potentials in the local government. Now, to health, ab initio coming in on October the 30th, 2008, our health system was a bit very shaky, in the sense that we did not have enough health workers working in the local government primary healthcare department. So what we quickly did was to identify key partners that can help us to scale up on our activity, and we went to discuss with the Nigerian military, knowing fully well that they have interns in their medical sector. And we also discussed with the NYSC. Of course, we also noted that we are core members who are medically related in terms of their skills and all whatnot. And we told them the numbers that we needed. And we also discussed with the community. We have so many retiree doctors, and for us it will bring about care for their environment, for their local society, because they are part and parcel of that area. Everybody decided to work with the local government, so we moved it from having just one doctor and about 3 nurses to 28 doctors right now.
Wow.
Of which we have physiotherapists among them. And we engage more nurses and more community health workers and environmental health officers and all of that. So far so good. We've had 0 mortality rate, child mortality rate in the local government in the last almost 6 years now. We've taken delivery of 2,806 babies, several twins, 1 triplet. And the beautiful thing about it is that you don't pay for delivery in the local government. You don't even pay for card. Before, people used to pay 1,000 naira to access medical care. Right now it's totally free. And we give free drugs to people within the age of 0 to 16 and 60 and above. And we have a public private partnership scheme working for us in this local government. We have laboratories tied to our primary healthcare centers. We have 6 of them. And we have a dispensary also there. We work with L Lab and Sun Lab, and we also work with Profis Pharmaceutical Company.
That's good. Well, in the face of the Ebola scare, at the stage, it has to do with sensitization in every little way, grassroots. To what extent have you been able to sensitize your people in your local government?
Well, we are very lucky in our local government in the sense that we have more.
Like you said, sorry to cut to, your local government is strategically located.
Yes.
you
in the
have
corridor,
in the
the
corridor,
West Coast corridor.
West Coast
Yeah.
corridor.
Yeah.
So you are prone, so to say, to this. In what ways are you curbing this?
Like I was saying, that we're indeed lucky to have more of elite settlement in the local government, enlightened people. We talk about the First Act Town, the low-cost housing estate and all, but we still have the rural settlement at the riverine communities, about 30 communities in total. But we're very vulnerable also, because we have an international park at Mautu, understand, for the West Coast and all of that, Ghana, Cotonou, down to Guinea, some part of Sierra Leone, coming down that enclave. So since this project started, we've embarked on public enlightenment. We've been talking to interest groupings within the local government, using the CDAs, the CBOs, the NGOs to talk to them. We have also produced publicity materials. We're using the social media and of course electronic media like yours and print media to meet our people. We've identified some youth groupings and they also have gone to the street to talk to our people. Yesterday I was discussing with members of my political party, the All Progressive Congress, also enlightening them on things to look out for. And we've also acquainted them with the Ebola hotline given to us by the Lagos State government, and using this also, we believe that people will have the opportunity of seeking help at a very nick of time. And we have our emails there too. You can just email me at democracyinnigeria@yahoo.com. And we have our Facebook. And for the Ebola hotline, I will just quickly give it to you right now by the Lagos State government. It is, the hotline is 080 0326524357. Then you have 080 Ebola help and all of that. So these are many things that we're using.
Anybody interested can just go on the online and get information and
definitely
keep in touch with you.
Definitely, but you can call them. It's free.
Yeah,
it's free. When you call the line, it's free. It's free, and they'll tell you what to do, and they'll send help down to the rescue.
All right, that's interesting. That's good to know that at least you're taking measures to sensitize people in your area, especially about the Ebola scare. Now let's go on to youth empowerment. Well, let's talk about youth empowerment. And for you to be voted in the second time in office, you must have achieved a lot, especially in terms of improving the welfare of the youth in your community. Enlighten us how you went about this and what more can be done to empower people.
When you talk about youth empowerment, it's relative, very relative. You have different forms of empowerment, but the key thing is for you to empower the minds of the youth and see very critically that the best form of empowerment is self-empowerment. I mean, literally, if people go to school, graduate from school and all of that, you are empowered educationally, but how do you now translate that to economic reality and benefits for yourself? So readily when we came in, we identified that we had indigent students who could not afford JAMB forms and of course afford GCE forms. So the local government have purchased over 3,000 GCE forms in the last almost 6 years. We have also done same for people with relation to JAMB and all of that. Recently we are working with NIT. We are training 200 youths on information technology skills and IT skills and all whatnot. And we also have a vocational center at Abuliado where we teach people on vocational skills like hairdressing, weave making, hat making, catering services, and of course small scale farming and all of these things. We have also been working with the Lagos State Microfinance Institution and Cowry Microfinance and the local government. The three of us were able to pull together over 40 million naira, and we give out funds without any collateral at 1.5% of interest. At 1.5% of interest, and these have helped medium and small scale entrepreneurs to engage in meaningful economic activities. The environment is also very lucrative for business. Recently we've had some big business companies coming to the local government to provide opportunity, like Domino, and so many other ones, because I know I'm not paid, they're not paying for adverts, so they're not start mentioning their names.
Okay, that's interesting. No doubt a lot is being done. When you talk about youth empowerment, we also somehow came the issue of security into it. How secure? Well, when you train these youth, even those that are not yet trained, of course, it's not saying the fact that you can still have miscreants among the youths there, and that bothers well on how you can cut this and bring in the issue of security. How well is your area secure?
Well, relatively, the local government is secured, relatively, in the sense that the people are very peaceful people, they are very receptive people, and very kind people, very hardworking. But we do have some black spots in the local government. We have some bad eggs among some security operatives, domicile in the local government. The local government also have a petroleum pipeline passing through it. Readily, sometimes people come to vandalize those pipelines with the aid of some security operatives within the local government, particularly some policemen from the Area E Command under the watch of ACP Dan Okoro, who has, left them to walk freely under his watchful eyes. And we've had some extrajudicial killings too.
So how you covering all of this?
Well, we expose them. We expose them. Whenever it happens, we expose them. Recently, a criminal group that have been outlawed by the Lagos State House of Assembly was formed by ACP Dan Okoro, calling it Community Policing Youth Vanguard. And we challenged them for over 2 years that this is a criminal group. The people involved are questionable, have questionable characters, and they need to be curbed. And for a very long time, it has been a heated battle that almost even took my life away.
So in face of this, what kind of security do you prefer? What would you prefer?
The best form of security is to involve the community. And when you say community,
that's community policing, and that's what you're talking
community
about.
Policing, you have to define it very, very, very clearly within the context of law and realities. You understand? If you want to involve people in the community in policing their own community, you must be able to identify such people. You must be able to look at their credibility, and you must be able to profile them adequately for such purposes. You can see what is happening in the US, where a policeman, trigger happy, just killed the youths, and you saw what the community police there did to try to absolve the killer cop, and you saw what the state police did. You understand? The state police that came in were the ones that actually displayed what community policing is all about. And that is why we are advocating that we should have federal police, as we have now. We should also have state police and have community police. In the event that any of this structure of policing fails, there will be one or two of them that will get it right. But the judiciary must also be there to put everybody on the right path.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade. No doubt you are so passionate about what you do, and we wish you all the best. And we know that another key area that you've really done something significant is the area of infrastructure. I know that Festac Town is a key reference point to part of what you have achieved. Do you have, well, some success stories to share with us as to what you want to do or replicate in some other areas?
Well, on infrastructure, it's ongoing. We've been able to work on so many roads. Over 30 roads have been worked on in almost 6 years. The biggest of it is the Circular Road opposite the Golden Tulip at the Locust Housing Estate in Mile 2. And recently we also worked on areas that have high density population in the local government, like 311, 322, 401, and that 22 Road of Festac Town. We built town hall at the Riverine community. We built schools. We built doctor's lodge. We built hospital annex, and so many of these things. Infrastructure is a continuous thing. We cannot stop. But our great success now is that the private sector have come in to support the local government by providing funds that we can pay installmentally, and this drives development at a faster process. And as I buy out of office very soon, it is my belief that the incoming government in the local government will hinge on to this partnership with the private sector. This is the only way that we can move on with our development at a more rapid pace.
That's interesting. Well, before you bow out, what if they say they want a third term? Is that possible?
Well, there is no law
Okay.
stopping the government of Lagos from doing it,
Okay.
but I believe that no man is an
It's
island.
an island.
I believe that the best we can do is create an enabling structure that is people-driven, people-friendly, and God forbid anything happens to me. Are we saying that Amu Odofin development will halt?
Definitely to move
So it will
forward.
move forward.
What has been your greatest challenge in taking this local government
My
forward?
greatest challenge has been keen people to set out goals that we have agreed to embark on.
Most of them don't
I-
agree?
The thing is change. Human beings are always afraid
Change.
of change. You understand? Especially when it is hinged to some economic dependency. You understand? And most of this economic dependency actually affects the environment negatively. So you must strike a balance to have a well-structured environment that will create opportunity for everybody, or an environment that is for self and is detrimental to all. So that has been my greatest challenge. You understand? And we have worked so hard to making sure that people key into a holistic concept that will create equal development for everybody.
And they are beginning to key into
They've
that.
keyed into it, and that is why we are engaging security very frontally, that the police and other security agencies must key into a people-friendly security approach and don't limit it to self, and don't start creating problem within the governance stream.
Thank you very much, Comrade Ayodele Adewale, Chairman Amu Odofin Local Government Areas, Lagos State. You really said a lot this morning as regards what it takes really to govern local government and indeed bring out meaningful and feasible changes. We want to say thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having us.